Guys, on Reels they show scraping is so easy. Creating your AI agent is so easy. It's the thing. It might be the thing, but it's not easy and it's time consuming. But let's wait for the result.
पैटर्न पेशेंट रहेगी तो आप इस गाने को एक रन में आराम से सीख लेंगे. अगर नहीं होगा तो आप रिवर्स करके फिर से अटेम्प्ट करते रहिए. ठीक.
But then in 2014, I became a mother for the very first time, and I don't know how, at that time, when things happen to you, you don't realize it. You don't realize it. Okay, so in that perspective.
Just an overview to everyone. We shared the same school together, DPS Marutikunj. Shout out to DPS Marutikunj. There are so many teachers who we are still friends on Facebook with, especially Ritu Badia ma'am, if she's gonna watch this, because she follows you a lot. And then she's a legend. she's a legend.
I'm embarrassed already.
No, in fact, I found Swati as ma'am.
I better be good in my English.
We can talk about this. Like there can be one special podcast about how traumatized we were from Ritu Badia ma'am. And I don't know about my language skills are normal. I won't say that it's always been normal. I won't say that it's an expert. I was always a beginner. And school, we didn't have, I specifically didn't have that much confidence. I was good in grades, but then I didn't have that much confidence to do public speaking. And Ritu Badia ma'am was full of confidence. And the way she used to talk, she was an inspiration, to be honest. I think the entire generation, when we were raised, that. So I am, what batch do I call myself? It's, I passed out, my 12th was completed in 2005. When did you complete your 12th?
2007.
Wait, what? You junior?
I'm junior.
Okay, there are a few things that we won't talk on podcast, so that's why. Oh, okay, yeah, makes sense. Okay,
Junior.
Okay. And you passed your 12th from DPS Marutikunj only, or you left the school after 10th?
No, I was I started I think in 4th grade, and 4th till 12th I was with DPS Marutikunj.
Same, exactly same. Exactly same. So there's another story. So when I joined, it was my first day. And there was this girl, Rashi Katyal, and she was, you know her?
Of course I would know Rashi.
How do you know? You're serious? That's weird. I never interacted with her in school. Very few interactions. Probably in primary school, and then we moved to 6th, 7th. But after that, we never had an interaction. So the funny thing that happened was, you've seen me, I'm a small frame. And it was my first day. It was, so the wing that I used to go was given to us by Maruti folks, the company. So the primary wing was that building which are now apartments. And they were also apartments at that time. So we built the school there.
Yes.
It was my first day. I was so confused because GPS was a big school. I came from a Lord Jesus public school. It was overwhelming for me. And then I started crying. It was 4th class. I started crying that... And then this girl comes and then she's like, and she's a prefect or something. That was 4th class. She was prefect at that time. She came and then, what happened, kid? What happened? I was like, I lost my class. I don't know. I have to go to 4th. And she said, which section? I said, section? What is that? Like a 4th? So she said, okay, I'll take you. Because they were doing sectioning on that day. That people was supposed to be distributed between A, B, C, D section. And she carried me. And she took me to the class, and then she asked that you have to sit here and then a teacher will come and then she'll take you somewhere. And she sat right behind me. And I just asked that, Didi, aap kis class mein? She said, I'm also in 4th. Bro, that was the first embarrassment. And then I didn't talk to anyone that day. Then things changed. Yeah, it's a learning experience in DBS Marutikunj. So, but I'm surprised that you didn't come in, you came in that wing only. Because by the time I moved to class 6, the wings changed.
So what happened when I came? So I actually came from a very small town. I came from a town called Parvanu. So Parvanu is like the foothill of Simla. So It's like a valley. I was not born there. I was born in Uttaranchal, but I was brought up first 5 years of my life were in Parvanu. So from a small town, we moved to Gurgaon. And now Gurgaon is a big city, right? And then, so in Parvanu, the school was right, I had to cross the road and I'm at my school. Decent school, good school. But then when when I came to this place called Gurgaon, I was I was like shocked looking at the fact that you go to the school via bus, and this is like 45, 50, sometime an hour and a half long journey, because there is this Badshapur place which is like
Damn.
chaotic.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
chaotic, and I was so
It still is.
scared. Yeah, and I have a little brother with me who would
Okay.
also go to the school. So first day of school, and I see that school is like this gray flat thingy, and then like flats, and then there, and I'm like confused. Where do I go? And I just followed a teacher, just like that.
Yeah.
And then and I was in a red frock,
Okay.
because I didn't have the school uniform yet. Okay.
Yeah.
And most of this, and that teacher was also a new teacher, and I was this new girl. And I don't know if you ever have seen this ma'am called Santwana Tadhani.
Ooh, no.
Santwana Tadhani and me. It's our first day, and
Okay.
somehow our features probably. I mean, people would say people thought that I was her daughter, because we looked kind of similar also.
Nepo kid.
So yeah, so I just followed that teacher, and came out to be that that teacher was also going into my class. So I went into that class, and I was very, very, very scared that day. Very scared. I just made one or two friends who were very helpful. But I was this girl who has come from a small town to a big city. So I was like,
Yeah.
I just looking here, noticing people. There's so many children in our whole school. They were probably in Parvanu. They were like 50, 100, or like 50 students, 50, 60 students in one school. Here we had 50, 60 students in like fourth standard,
Yeah.
like different batches. And I was
Yeah.
like, what is this place?
I didn't know this. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, and then when I was going back, I still remember I was like, all the time I was like, shit, I should not miss my bus stop. I should not miss my bus stop, because we used to live in sector 14. So when we reached the bus stop, and I got down of my bus, and I saw that my brother is not there with me, and I was like, shit, I've left my brother in the bus, and I started crying at the bus stop. And then I was like, what do I do? Then I ran back to my home, and to see that my brother has already started eating his food. So he had already, gone home. And I was like,
Yeah.
but then within, I think 3 or 4 months, we moved to this new wing, which was at primary, or that,
Yeah,
that
the primary wing that was
other
created.
wing, yeah.
Yeah.
So we moved there. So within 3, 4 months
Yeah.
of me coming to the school. So my transition was like very quick from those building to
Yeah.
the new building.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know this. First thing, I don't remember we discussed this last time also when we met in India, because I remember I came to meet you in some sector, and I didn't know that
At
you
10A.
used to live in 10A, sector 10A, and then I didn't know that you used to live in sector 14. So which bus number you used to take to go to school?
I think it was when I was in 14. I think it was bus number 14 only. I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember the bus number at all.
Because we had this bus wars as well. So we had bus number 5, which was one of the coolest one.
Coolest
Then
one.
there was bus number 5. Then there was a new route that was created, bus number 6, which got distributed amongst bus number 4. So bus number 4 had all these sector 4 kids. Like whosoever came from Bluebells, DAV, that was bus number 4. Bus number 5 used to come from railway station side. So we were in bus number 5, and then there was another bus which was introduced that used to come from Palam Vihar, where Ritu ma'am used to come. And then we had, I'm forgetting the name here. Do you remember our computers? I'm forgetting his name. So he used to come in our bus.
Kailash sir.
Kailash sir, exactly. So Kailash sir, Ritu Vadia ma'am, they were in that bus. So they gave us a new bus which was number 13. So, and then there was another student. Okay, I'm sure they are not anywhere near my social media. I can still say their name. So it was Pooja Pandey. She was in our class, and she was Pandey sir's daughter. So Pandey sir used to come in our bus as well, our vice president.
Okay.
But that was later. Like I think this was after 8th, 9th standard. Pooja came after 8th class, and I didn't know this. So, but our bus was serious. It was serious. Bus number 13, that entire route which used to come from Palamvia, take the kids from sector 5, and then just take the old railway road, go to Rajiv Chowk and stuff. So yeah, I didn't know this. I probably was thinking bus number 14 was route number something else, because I never saw kids from bus number 14. And that's how the groupism also started working. Like we also know our juniors and seniors through our bus route. Because whosoever was in this route became friends, and whosoever were in different route, we never could know them. Because I was
think
not a
the
talkative
best-
person, to be honest.
I think the best journey the best part of the school was the bus.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
No
you
doubt.
like
Yes.
45 minutes in the bus, morning, afternoon. I still remember me and my friend, my best friend, like till now.
Yeah.
Shout out Manisha Godara, I love you, soulmate. So we used to sit in the bus and we would sing and sing and sing, and people
Nice.
people would like, please, we would sing mohabbatein ke gaane and I don't know what not, crazy.
Wow.
And then when I was in bus number 14, when like I was little, I don't know, do you know Shweta Didi? Shweta Judeja, and all
It
the
rings a
Didis,
bell. It rings a bell. Yeah.
all the Didis were my tribe. So I was like I was under their shadow, and
Yeah.
I would feel so good that I know people from 12th standard. So if anything happens, there used to be Rahul Gehlot, there used to
Yeah.
be Anshul Bhaiya. He was also principal, not principal, head boy of our school.
Okay.
Anshul Bhaiya. So I was like, I know these people. So I used to feel very
Yeah.
good. But that happened a bit later, of course. When I was a very timid, like shy, and
Yeah.
I knew no one and nothing.
Interesting. And exact opposite happened to me. So I had very less people from my class in the bus. And then there were seniors, but I couldn't gel with my seniors. So there's also one thing that happened. It's medical and non-medical that started happening in when we moved from 10th. 11th. So my friends actually were 2 years younger to me, and one from my stop only. So there was this guy. He's one of my closest friend, Abhishek Sharma. So he lives in Sector 5. There was Asif Hussain. We used to pick him up from where this old hospital was, the civil hospital near Rajiv Chowk. So that entire batch was 2 years younger to me. Then there was this guy who came to our class, Varun Ahuja. His sister Rashi Ahuja. So she all of a sudden came and became topper. So it's interesting because I think probably they are your batch, but I'm not sure if you passed out in 2007, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird because they are your batch then. So that's how I got used to knowing those people, but then it all started well. So yeah, we can talk about a lot about DPS, and this will keep on going on and on because
We'll
these
carry
are
on.
and to be honest, you are the only person who I'm talking to from DPS, and this is the thing that I told you last time also, that it's my friend Udbhav. That's the only person who I was friends with in school. We have stories there also. We have so many stories. So we will talk about AI and Udbhav also, and probably I'll talk to him as well. I'll ping him sometime that you know what's happening. But anyways, for the viewers, first of all, let me just do the official introduction, guys. This is, we can talk a lot, me and Astha, but just for the viewers, just to introduce who Astha is. So I've known Astha for years. But honestly, like we'll know in the course of time as well that we have barely spoken back in school. So there's so much that we can talk right now. It's funny how life works. But we actually reconnected much later during lockdown, to be honest, when the first time we started interacting. Honestly, Astha, when I saw you on Instagram, I guess first thing what you were doing were you were making workout reels, and then it started shifting towards ukulele tutorials, and then we just clicked over, shared thoughts and ideas. But then again, speaking of profession, as far as I know, Astha is an HR and financial profession, honestly, who just doesn't manage operations, but she scales them. And then with quite a lot of years of experience working across countries, and I think you worked in Finland, Vietnam, Thailand, and Brazil, probably those companies who come from those regions, you definitely bring a rare mix of process thinking, data driven, genuine people focus, which is like really commendable. And to be honest, people don't understand this skill set because it's people and finance, which is a hard skill to find here. Again, it's a personal opinion, but I feel that you are someone who can, as per your personality, who can streamline systems, numbers, care deeply about people, and now you are actively exploring how AI can elevate all of it, which is how I just got really excited about talking to you. On the personal side, Astha is also a mother of two, if I'm not wrong. So, mother of two, a migrant from the Middle East to Europe, and just a genuinely fun-loving, charismatic person. So, all in all, if I have to describe her in one line, she's someone who can build systems, raise humans, adapt across countries, and still show up as a fun, loving, charismatic person who doesn't take life too seriously. So, let's dive into our podcast today, Astha.
Oh my God, you got me. You made me feel like a star. Wherein
You are.
I'm not one, but thank you so much. I'm like genuinely. I feel like, hey, am I that good? But thank you so much.
No, you are. That's where I'll just give a brief intro of this. Why am I doing this, podcast, as well as it's interesting how life changes as a migrant. And when you start talking to the people, as a kid and growing up, I had so many inspirations. Like, I used to take inspirations from honestly fictitious characters. Like, my first hero was Spider-Man, and that's where I really wanted to come to New York. I just wanted to see New York. I wanted to see how Madison Square Garden looks. just because how people have performed there. So the stories were building absolutely differently. And then there's also a thing, we'll probably connect on that. And I have seen people from specifically late 80s, early 90s. The sense of humor is completely different. And the reason of that sense of humor is the kind of cartoons that we have watched. You know, it's Tom and Jerry, it's DuckTales, and it's rubbish. It's different kind of humor. And you won't understand that, you know, if, for example, if you said something and, you know, I'm afraid, I'll just gulp. This is something that we learn from cartoons. And that's what our sense of humor is. And you're laughing. People won't laugh, like, because we connect to this humor. So that's how our personality started building. And that's where I changed the perception of, you know, meeting people. The moment I started meeting people, I realized that there are so many permutations and combinations who make a person what it is today. Like probably Astha 10 years ago would have been a completely different person. But Astha 10 years now, like in 2026, a mother of two, migrant from that country to that country, you are a completely different person. So even if I talk to you after 5 years, you'll be a different person altogether. And that just excites me, that you might just find inspiration from anywhere. And to be honest, I find inspiration from my generation of people who are parents. I just can't understand how you guys can do it. Like it's uncanny how you can manage your life. And that's where my, you know, I want to start this podcast by asking you that how's life right now, like moving to Finland, how has life changed with, you know, balancing between mother, individual, creator, how are things going?
Okay. I go one day at a time. I come from a very small town. Like I told you, right? I was brought up in Parvanu. Then I went to this bigger city, Gurgaon. All the time I was with my parents. I never, like, even when I got married at Ghaziabad. Like my in-laws were at Ghaziabad. Always been closer to them. But then in 2014, I became a mother for the very first time. And I don't know how, at that time, when things happen to you, you don't realize they've happened to you. You don't realize that you've changed. In retrospect, you see that, oh, that was my turning point. So when I became a mother and I moved, or rather when I actually got married, that was the first turning point. Then I became a mother. Then we moved out for the first time. Then I went away from my country, from my people, my family, with my husband and my daughter to South Korea. So we moved to South Korea first.
Okay.
So when I reached that place, it was a very different feeling. You won't believe, for 4 months, and I'm not exaggerating, for about 4 months, when my husband would go to his office, I would not step a foot out of my home.
Yeah, understandable.
One, I had a toddler like 3 months old with me.
Okay, yeah.
I'd spend the whole day with her. But like to take her out the park also, I would not, because one, I always thought that I will forget the door's code because there were no keys. So I was, again, the move from Parvanu to bigger city, wherein I was like shy. I was like, where am I? Trying to find myself. The same kind of scare came to me there. I was almost depressed, and like doctors gave me a big. So what they do is that they give you packs. They make how it used to have probably in a village in India. The doctor would make small packets of medicine.
Got it, yeah.
So in Korea they do the same. So that you don't buy extra from the
drugstore and stuff,
to the drugstore. Make sure that they quantify the drugs for you, how much you need. And my husband said that you need this. I said no, I don't want to eat these medicines. He's like, then you need to step out of home. So then I gathered myself. I was like, okay, I need to go out. And from there, confidence came. Then I would go out and just put my daughter in the stroller and just go around the roads. From my home. Then I increased and I went up. That was when I got a bit more confident, So moving to a new country is not easy.
Are you in general, are you an introvert person?
I am a mix of both. I can be both. But inside, I know that I'm an introvert. Inside, like my thought is introvert, but I can be an extrovert. But then I want to go back again in my cocoon, like after some time. Then it gets.
I think
I get high on people, and then I'm like, okay, let me go run back.
That's something that we commonly share, because there was a word that was given to me by someone and they started calling me ambivert. So ambivert is someone who is an introvert but can talk a lot. They feel like I can give seminars, I can talk in front of people, I can do workshops, but then in my personal life, I'm I do not talk to people. I do not have a big circle. I do not have friends. It's for me, doing this is easy. But if me and you are friends, I'll probably not be talking, and you'll feel like that. Why is he ignoring me? No, I'm an introvert. I don't talk much. I don't chat. Like it's very difficult. So for people to understand that, bro, you can talk a lot, but then why are you not talking to me? Because I am like this. So it's hard to define. So I understand that thing, and completely understandable, because one, you had a toddler, and plus it's South Korea. I remember we went to travel, me and Tanu, my wife, we went to Japan, and that was the first country where I felt like a foreigner, because they do not understand English language.
Yeah.
Now, the moment people don't understand your language, you feel uncomfortable. That what if I want to ask for help? Good thing, because of technology now you have, Apple Translate and Translate everywhere. So that wasn't much of a problem, but still, when I found out that we were in the rural areas of Japan where people are actually old, they don't even understand technology. Like, even if I translate on Apple Translate, Siri, her accent, they won't understand. Even if she talks in Japanese. So they won't understand that, ni hao. By the way, ni hao is Mandarin, it's not Japanese. It's arigato gozaimasu. So there's a difference, and that's also, it's a learning. So, but yeah, I can understand, South Korea could have been different. How long did you guys stay there in that country?
5 years there, and thank God that I went to South Korea. And so it wasn't a cultural shock. Culturally, we're very much alike. And it was the language, and I think it was mixed things, I got married at the age of 24. My friends were not married. I was married, and now I even have a daughter who's like 3 months old. So now I understand. That's what I'm saying. So when you change, you don't understand that you're changing. Now when I was like, not just, I don't think the place shocked me. Now I don't have any work to do, and I'm a person who can't sit and do nothing. I have to keep on doing something. So when I'm not doing anything, of course I'm busy with my daughter, but then you start realizing that, oh my God, my friends are like, they don't have this, they don't have to do this, but I'm doing this. I'm like, I'm here managing child, I don't know, I don't have any direction, what am I doing? But then I told to myself one day, so my daughter would not sleep at night. The whole night she would not sleep, she'll sleep in the morning. So I was awake with her, my husband would sleep, and I would make sure that we do not disturb him. And I was just sitting, and I was like, let me give dedicated 2 years of my life to my daughter, because what she is today, she's not going to be tomorrow. This is not going to happen again, right? For her, this age will not come back. So then I decided that without any regrets in my heart and mind, which I will give 2 years to my daughter completely, because she needs it. And then for 2 years, I was a dedicated mother. But in those 2 years, I started working out. I discovered YouTube during those 2 years.
Okay.
So, and then I have this stay sane, otherwise I will lose it.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot of things from YouTube. One, I learned how to make my eyebrows.
Interesting.
Like, because women are hairy in India, right? You want to look good, and in Korea nobody does it. Like in South Korea, they literally have no hair. I don't know how.
Yeah.
So the first thing I learned.
Yeah, I don't want to sound racist. They don't even have eyebrows. So yeah.
Literally don't.
Yeah.
So first thing I learned was how to do threading.
Yeah.
And then I learned how to cook, because I did not know. So if people have to like if they think that I cook like my mom, I don't. Because I never learned cooking from her. I learned cooking from my mother-in-law, like basics from her. And then from Nisha Madhulika auntie from YouTube. She's my mentor.
Two things here. One, shout out to Lata auntie. She's my friend on Facebook, and then first I didn't know that I didn't know that she's your mom, and then a lot of likes used to come, and that happened after lockdown. And then in Dublin also, and then you told me that Lata, there's a full Lata Sharma. She's my mom. I got my first follower. Like that's and she's lovely. Like the way she used to interact initially.
She told,
it's a blessing.
You probably came to her feed because you were my friend. So you came to her feed, and she said ki ek ladka hai, his name is Abhinav. Honey, he's my pet name is Honey. So he said, she said that he's so good. He works out. He does that nunchaku thing. She calls it nunchucks, the nunchaku. Yeah. And he's so intelligent, and he talks so good. I really like that boy. I'm like, oh, mama, we both have the same school. I don't know him that much, but we both come from the same school.
No, but that's a blessing, to be honest, because I loved their post when they went to Ireland, and probably your brother is still in Ireland, right? He's still in Limerick or something. So they were in Galway, and then it's also very personal. I'll say selfishness that I love parents being happy, and especially when they visit their son or daughter and where they live, and when they're enjoying that this is where they live, and when they enjoy, it just makes me feel so good. And this is something that I want for my parents as well, but they'll never travel abroad. So that's something on my radar as well. They just don't want to, because it's a long flight. It's so many things, and my mother doesn't like to travel in aircraft, especially with the knee problem and stuff. So, but this just makes me feel so happy, and the way our parents interact with our generation, it's just a blessing. Like it cannot be replicated. The name that you took, Nisha Madhulika, bro, she scammed me. Like not technically scam, but I started following her in lockdown 2021, and I am a huge aloo ka paratha fan. By the way, now I've changed my diets entirely, so I don't eat all that stuff. But then I don't know why she said that, while you are I don't know आटा गूंदने को क्या कहते हैं, while you are making the dough, you should add a little bit of olive oil. I don't know why she said it. And then her paratha came out really well, but mine was very sticky. And then that was the only first time that I followed her, and then unsubscribe. No, I'm not making aloo ka paratha with olive oil. So I still remember that name. I used to follow her for some vegetables that she used to make, but my problem with her was, like, she used a lot of spices and, traditional spices. I don't eat spices. So then I had to switch towards, Western chefs, the way they just air fry stuff. They just use garlic powder, just chili, hot pepper, salt and pepper is the seasoning. That's it. That's the kind of chef that I started following. But yeah, these two names, it just popped up in my head. So yeah, sorry, continue. Then that started happening.
So and then the friends that I made in South Korea. I mean, another one of my, I call her Bhabhi, but she's like soulmate. But now she's in Manchester. She also moved to Manchester. So I found a lot of amazing people there, and that was the time when I, for the first time, got on social media. Otherwise, I had no Facebook, and I got crazy. So my thing is that till the time I don't learn something that well that I get good at it, like on it, I don't leave it. So I would go crazy with social media. I would like, and then, then comes, you can also edit photographs. Wow.
Yeah.
And then I would put filters and this and that. And I think from there I got editing skills.
This is which year you're talking about?
This is 2000, so we moved there 2014. So 15, 16 was all, like 14, 15, I was doing all these things, exploring. And
So before that, you were never on Orkut, Facebook?
no, there was no Orkut, no Facebook.
Oh, you missed a lot of fun then.
It was 2014, end of 2014 that I joined Facebook, and then I went like, okay, this is, now I have to crack this code of what this is, and I have to get good at it. So people probably would not even like that I post so much, but I was like, why not? I mean, it is there to be posted, and I learned a lot of things from it, like my editing skills. I think I got, I'm not saying that I'm very good at it, but
No, you are, like, and that's something that I don't know, that's probably we'll also talk about here, that in terms of when you create content, it actually comes naturally to you. We'll probably talk about this of your channel, which is Learning Never Stops, and especially when you started making the tutorials of songs through ukulele. I remember that I saw your post of first getting the ukulele. Like, you never played it before.
no.
You learned it, and within a short span of time, you were making tutorials.
Yeah.
That's not easy to do. And when you started making tutorials, people were actually listening to you and learning to you. So it's by I don't know. Is it because of being a mother that you become something like you can train people, you can teach people, or was it always there in you?
So I've never said it loud to anywhere, like in my social. So I'm a dyslexic person.
Okay.
When you come with this, and I used to stammer, I still stammer. I'm a stammerer. Once a stammerer, will always be stammerer.
Okay.
But like if I am angry or if I get very emotional, I'll start stammering.
Okay.
So when you have that, and I won't say that these are an issue that you have with yourself, but when you have this sort of obstacle, then you train your mind. Again, I didn't know when it was happening to me. Now I know retrospect. Okay. This is where I learned this skill from. So when you cannot read properly, what do? Your mind starts making patterns and you start learning different in a different way. So I started teaching myself I started learning by teaching myself. And I would always break things down because things, even simple things, are very complicated for me,
Yeah.
right?
Interesting. Yeah.
So my aim was always to make things simple for me. So, and that's my life motto.
Yeah.
Make things simple, easy. That's the way. If you look at why my ukulele tutorials are, and I don't have too many followers, like, but what I know is that my followers that I have from that day are still with me.
Yeah.
Why? Because I go for easy way. I don't
Yeah.
go ahead and say like let's play barcode and do this and that kind of stuff. I try to make it as simple as I can
Yeah.
because my aim towards my channel
Yeah.
was one that we learn. We learn
Yeah.
together. Second, we learn in an easy way.
Yeah.
This is my aim was not to get monetized or earn
Yeah.
an influencer or whatever. My aim
Yeah.
was that when I am in a zone where I don't know what to do, I just can take my ukulele and I can sing and play. That's it. So that I feel better. So that was my aim. So because of that, it happened. And then because
Interesting.
I'm a stammerer, I taught myself how to talk without stammering, and that was by maybe breath work and all that stuff. So that's how yoga came to me.
Okay.
And then my elder daughter also started stammering when I had my little one. So she was
Okay.
away from me. So when, children are away sometimes from your mother, they do develop this and this.
Okay.
And then also between the age of 4 and 5, children
Yeah.
pick up stammering. They can.
Okay. Okay.
So she started stammering, and I thought that this is maybe because of me, because I stammer. So maybe she's stammering because of me, because I've like, it's like a disease that I've given her also. That's what I used to think. Then I researched and I was like, okay, I came over it. I do my
Yeah.
work and I came over it. So I started doing yoga with her and we started doing things together. And
Yeah.
she doesn't stammer anymore.
Interesting. So you have two daughters. How old is the elder one?
Elder one is now 12. Yeah.
Wow, you almost have teenagers now in the
Almost
house.
have a teenager,
Yeah.
and the younger one is 8.
Okay. So what are the names? Sorry.
Ayati, the elder one,
Ayati is
and
elder.
Niyati is the
Ayati and Niyati. Okay. So Ayati was born in South Korea again, or you guys moved back? Like what happened?
when she was born in 2014 and she was 3 months old when we went to South Korea.
Okay. Okay. So you had two daughters at that time. Just
Ayati
one.
only. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Cool. Oh yeah, it would have been complicated. So again, talking about your that's interesting perspective, and it almost answers so many questions which I was thinking about, why it all started and why you wanted to do this. It just summarizes everything. But it also makes sense that why you named the channel Learning Never Stops. That I was really curious that this is such a good hook, and this is something that everyone talks about, but in my head, I think it happened because of lockdown, that everyone was getting on social media, everyone was trying to do something. But the story is completely different. It has nothing to do with lockdown. It probably had to do with, like, even if lockdown wouldn't have happened, Learning Never Stops channel would have been there. And one thing, I want to tell you on this.
No, it would have not.
Really?
No. So I
Yeah.
how this podcast is gonna get really long.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It's I'll talk about this as well, like the perspective of the podcast. But yeah, tell me.
What happened is that I changed because now I have a little one also.
Yeah.
Okay, and again, being a mother, I decided I will give 2 years of my life to her as well because I
Okay.
could see that when I gave my time to Ayati,
Yeah.
she's such a nice girl, and I will do the same thing for my little
Yeah.
one also. That she should also have me for 2 years. So 2 years, I again took a career break, and we had moved to now UAE. Cut to from
Middle
Korea,
East.
now we are in UAE.
Asia to Middle East.
Asia
Damn.
to Middle East. So now in UAE, so she was almost, and we had now this news coming in from somewhere that there's something happening, whatever. But my life is going great because I just did this diploma called CASH, which is basically a diploma in early years education. Because now I thought that, hey, my girls are still young, so I want to give them time. I will switch my career into early years so that I go the same time they go to school and I come back this same time they come, and evenings I have with them and all that stuff. So I thought I'll change my career and I'll go into early years. And I was like basically volunteering with this nursery, and there were like 3-4 people who are volunteering, and the principal calls me to her room and she said that we would want to hire you, and you'll hear from the HR person, maybe over a call for a short interview, but I've already given the feedback, so you start working with us next month onward, like formally, and don't tell anyone. I was like, okay, fine, I will not tell anyone. I was like excited. I was like, yes, I'm gonna get job and in UAE and like back onto this, like this came up easy.
Yeah.
And I was to get the call from the nursery. It happens to be that the government issued lockdown everywhere.
Yeah.
And in UAE especially, it was so strict. You won't believe, it was very strict.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was just about to get a call from HR, and what, god damn, this is a lockdown,
Yeah.
what is happening?
Yeah.
So then again, my husband, I'm so lucky to have really amazing men around me.
Yeah, that's what.
Starting
Yeah.
from my dad to my brother, and then come my husband. So he
Yeah.
knows me.
Yeah.
He's known that this girl is again twirling back into that zone, that why is it happening to me and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So it was my birthday and he gifted me.
Yeah, that post I remember.
And I was like, wow, this is amazing. And I
Yeah.
started learning. And I started learning, hey, and I was like, how about I put my journey of learning on Learning Never Stop? So my
Yeah.
Never Stop was my journey on that platform. It was never
Interesting.
that I go and teach. So I was
Yeah.
just telling, till now also, whenever I put post, I tell people what I learned. I don't tell that, hey, I'm going to teach you.
Yeah. Makes
Like,
sense.
this is what I
Yeah.
learned. This is like, I know I make tutorials, but then
Yeah.
those tutorials are like what I learned. I sit and play, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, fine, now this is easy. I can put out.
Yeah.
So, where was I?
Interesting.
So I got this ukulele, and
Yeah.
then I started playing it. So this is how it came. And then then I started learning hula hooping, and I got it really quick. I was like, I'll
Yeah.
put hula hooping also. Then I would put my yoga journey, like how I'm doing headstand and all that. Now this nursery, she saw my hula hooping video, and she said,
Damn. Yeah.
I want you to
Yeah.
start doing the online classes for our children.
Perfect. Yeah.
Because they want an animated person, like a cartoon like me, who can like do hula hooping and dance and sing and play ukulele for the
You
kids.
know, but I'll just correct you here. Not correction, but again the perspective. The word that you said, cartoon like me. I use this word. In fact, I was fed with this word throughout my childhood. That you behave like a child. You are not mature enough. You are behaving like a cartoon. But then now I suddenly realize that
It's a compliment.
it's a compliment. You are so expressive. People actually connect with you just being natural. And to be honest, when you're talking about the channel that I do not care about the views, and that's exactly what I'm doing with my podcast as well. Honestly, this is my selfishness. Like I said, that I am a mix of introvert and extrovert. I really want to talk to people because their stories inspire me, and I just love to learn from oh, that's happening in your life, and that happened, and you went through this, and this happened, and now you are this. It just fascinates me because I don't get to see many people. I don't get to talk to many people, and that's why I'm in my own zone of virtual imagination, all just looking at fictitious characters or television. And then there's a lot of stuff if you go on social media, because now there's a difference of I stopped following mainstream media for news. Like, it's been a while that I never followed them since lockdown. In fact, since BJP government came into picture, I never followed mainstream media. But now social media is also becoming overwhelming when it comes to receiving any content. Like, if I want to understand anything about my diet, there's so many people talking about that you should do interim fasting, you should not do interim fasting. There's vegan stuff that you should do, you should go to plant-based food. Meat is something that you need. And then there's always a contradiction between so many content creators, and then I have to find my own zone as well. So I was always a mix of there's so much content but there's less of expression. So I started this channel just to have a limited interaction with people I really want to talk to. So it's very selfishness of me, but then it also, I was having a conversation with one of my friend. He said the same thing, that the views and the impressions that you'll get, it has nothing to do with views and reach for me. Because if people have to connect, they will connect. There was a time, you're talking about depression. There was one of my time as well where I was conflictive between things that I wanted to do in life. And it was, what happens is, when you are a good learner, you feel like you can do this, you can do that, you can do that. All you have to do is just focus on that thing and you'll be good at it. So, and I could never succeed because one, I'm a short guy. I always wanted to be a martial artist. But then my parents were like, no, you're a good singer. Pick this as a hobby. I can sing well. I can play good guitar, but then I am not a singer. It's not in me that I want to perform. I have performed as well. But then I was good at it doesn't mean I want to do it. And similarly, martial art, I was good at it, but then I'm still small frame. I can't fight. I can't do professional fights. But I'm good in education, so they wanted me to go in medical and do, become a doctor. But then no, I couldn't. So my father said, you take mechanical. Because I'm a mechanical engineer, there's nothing I can help you. If you don't get a job, I can, if it's mechanical. I wanted to go to computer science because I wanted to go into, so it was always a conflicting thought. And then I wanted to learn visual arts. I saw that what's happening in VFX, and it was way back in 2000. Right when we were in school, I said that, I want to learn animation, VFX and Arena Multimedia Studio. And I told my father that this will be a diploma course. And he said, you intelligent folk, you are going to do diploma, do engineering. I said, what? Why? Like, this is the course I want to do, no engineering, because Udbhav bhi engineering kar raha. There's no sense. वो Udbhav engineering कर रहा है तो कर ले. So but then no, so my father used to work in Hero MotoCorp. And then now I understand, there's
Your dad was in HMC?
Hero MotoCorp, yes.
My first job was in HMC.
I saw that on LinkedIn. I was about to ask him that when was the time, like, you were working there. So probably he moved to Gurgaon plant back then. So first he was in Dharwad plant, then he came to Gurgaon, and then last 2 years after his retirement, he was moved to this one plant in Jaipur. So then he retired from there. But yeah, it was an interesting time that, because our parents are also which I appreciate, to be honest. Like, they played safe. And you were just saying that at time you don't realize what's happening to you, but later in life you realize that what happened because of this. So my father, he comes from it's a very small town. It's almost a village near Kanpur. And then he moved to Ludhiana. So he started working for Hero Cycles, and then he was moved to Gurgaon to Hero Honda, which was Hero Honda back then. So that's how when we moved we actually went to Alwar also for some time, but all my memories from childhood are from Gurgaon. So the very best thing, to be honest, what I'll say is, he knew that there's only a certain level of education we can provide our kids. So he ensured that they should go to the best school possible.
Yeah.
And despite the fact that I know what kind of salary he was on, and what kind of budgets he had to think about, even the rents that were there, and then he had 2 kids, a wife, and he was the only bread earner from the family, he ensured that we get the best education. So me and my sister got the best schools possible. I cleared all the 3, DAV, Bluebells, DPS. But then my parents, again, they always wanted to be safe. So first they ensured that I get a good education. But then my neighbor, his wife was a teacher in DPS. So he finalized DPS because I would have someone to go in bus with. Because he couldn't, like, my parents could understand that he'll go from, we used to live in sector 5 back then, from sector 7 extension. So from sector 7 extension, you'll have to go to Bhonsi, and that too in a bus, and that to this small little fellow, we need someone, a companion. So that's why, because Bhavna ma'am is going there, you also go in DPS.
Okay.
I've never met, like, she used to teach junior kids.
Yeah,
So
and then she left, I think, the school.
yeah, she left early. So and then because she was a companion, so that's why I got DPS. But again, cutting the story short, my father was always protective of things you should do in life just to have a good and secure future, because we don't want you to struggle. And that's why we can't be experimental. Like, if I would have said, I've been a small entrepreneur as well, failed, but then because of this thing, because it's in my genetics of being a middle class, that earn your bread with struggle and stuff, the family is in me, that you have to do a job. No, I want to start something of my own. Out. Like, if I go, like, I cannot sell a project to my family that I'll get the investment from here. I'll have my own investment. He said, okay, you invest in your own business with your own investment, but meanwhile you do MBA because I can pay right now, later I'll not pay. So it was always a conflict. But then so there were so many things that were happening. Then personal things also happened. So there was a time I almost lost faith in stuff that is being taught to me. And my mother, on the other hand, she's very religious, she's very careful, and to be honest, she's very afraid also that, oh, this happened to my kid. And then she gets over emotional. And that used to make me feel bad that, my mother is feeling bad because I'm feeling bad, but I'll recover from it, but my mother won't. So then I was in a very different zone. So what I did was, there was a time I started practicing Nichiren Daishin in Buddhism. And there's one thing that I learned there, and it just changed my whole perspective. There was this one picture that I saw in a book that I was reading. There was this boy who was playing flute, and there was just one kid sitting in front of him. And the quote was, it doesn't matter how big or small your audience is, an audience is an audience.
An audience is an audience.
And that just changed my whole perspective. Like right now, I don't care about audience. This podcast, I don't care about the audience because this is audience for me. And I don't create content, or when I do, anything that I post on social media, I do not do it for likes, followers, and you should see this. It's for me. It's my journal. To be honest, it's an open book. Usually it's my diary that, I did this, and I put dates on my captions so that when I go back, what happened when I was in 2025 in April, because I started moving a lot, just to recall those memories. Oh, this happened, that happened. It's my own book. I don't care likes, followers. So yeah, that's how this podcast journey also happened. And I'm feeling blessed that the way you said about men, I am too blessed about the women that I've had in my life. Like even the sisters, my wife, and they've been so supportive, and they understand that okay, you have a different mind, you have a different mindset. They don't question me that much. They don't understand, but they don't question. And that's a blessing, that even if you don't understand each other, at least they know whatever you're doing, I know you're not a bad person. Whatever you'll do, you'll be happy with it. So that makes a lot of difference.
Sometimes I feel that as if you're a male version of me, because I mean there's so much of similarity that I could sense here, because even my dad was also, today if I'm able to, like, I'm exploring AI, I could have not done it had it not been my dad. Why? And also, learning never stops. He's the one. He said that I wasn't good at studies. Of course,
Really?
I was dyslexic.
Okay.
So I have a sharp mind.
Okay.
So if I hear something, see something, I will know it. So it is very important for me to understand things, because I can't read it, right, and learn it and cramp it and be like a parrot. That I can't be. That cannot be done, because my mind doesn't work that way. And it has taken a lot of mental exercise for me to become a very finer version of myself today. Okay. So what happens is that I wasn't good at studies, and nobody knew that I was dyslexic. Even I didn't know that I was dyslexic. I mean, today I don't know if I am that. I just think I am, because I know that I could not understand the text very well. It says that then I had to create patterns in my mind, and then it became clearer. Anyways, coming back to this part, how my dad played a very big role. He kept on telling me that keep on learning. From anything and everything in your life, learn. Learn as much as you can, because he was that mind. He was that kind of person, and he is such a hard working man. And my mom has been like a shield for our family. She is so happy go lucky. She's like the happiest person. My dad is very serious.
Yeah.
Okay, so I could see a very good balance between the. So he said that what do you want to do? Like I can put you in good college, because the company would pay half of my fees.
Okay.
So he said, like, go to a good college. So I was like, but I got admission in Delhi University.
Yeah.
5,000 rupees is your full year fees. But he said, no, but I can pay more.
Yeah.
So why don't you do something in IT? IT is like really. So my dad is a visionary. I don't know how it happens. It is an innate quality, and as you said, parents will do the best possible thing for their children.
Exactly.
Okay, so he said that why don't you do this IT course that NIIT is running? My dad loves reading newspaper. Till today, he takes the newspaper to the toilet, and then 1 hour he will sit on the pot and read the newspaper. I don't know if shit or not, but he definitely reads the newspaper. So he came out that NIIT has this, and you take admission here. I said, but I don't want to. This is some GNIIT course, and he wants me to take admission. And you won't believe, Abhinav, in the morning, I used to go to Delhi University, 7:30 in the morning. DU, Atmaram was my college, first college South campus.
Yeah.
Go there, come back to Sector 14, go to NIIT, complete my NIIT classes, and I would not understand anything.
Yeah.
Nothing. No Java. Java would like go above.
Yeah.
Nothing. C Sharp, Java, and I am Java certified. I don't know how it happened. I was like doing literally eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Yeah.
And
D. Yeah.
so whatever. So and then evening at around 7:30, I would come home. Then there would be 2 children come to me to study. Like I would give tuitions
Nice.
to these 2 like neighbors.
Yeah.
Daughters, and then I would eat my food and sleep, and then again go. So this also I learned. He said
Interesting.
that have discipline in your life.
Yeah.
And no matter how boring things are,
Yeah.
enjoy it somehow or other. So
I
have,
think it all makes sense now. You just said that, you see a male version, I see a female version, and I think it's because of the way our parents have treated us. The parenting matters so much, and
it is.
there's a quote that which I don't understand, but theoretically I understand. The quote says that by the time you realize that your father was right, you have a son who's saying, Papa, you're wrong.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
so
That's
and
right.
so I used to think that why is he behaving like this, and then but now as if he knew the puzzle.
Yeah.
And not only father, like you said, that mother was a shield. Like while there was a pressure from the father side that you have to do something in life, mother ensured that you have an emotional angle, empathetical, you have empathy, you have sympathy, you see the people, and you're not an a-hole, how you treat people, it all mixes. And then being a 90s kid, the kind of cartoons you're watching, the locality, it's basically your nature and nurture. And when that meets, I think you meet like-minded people.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like I'll give credits to this probably the last generation which is still struggling to use internet, and then the UPIs and payments. That's our parents' generation, because now everyone will know. But then they have done a tremendous job of raising the millennials, because I can, like, we are called dinks, me and my wife, double income, no kids, and we just can't think of having kids, and we can't even put it in our head that how is this possible to have a kid and then raise a kid without one person leaving a job. And because it's not a job, raising a kid is a life. You have to raise a life, and it's more than a CEO's job. It's not even a company. A CEO can fail, a parent cannot fail. So are you up for it? No, we are not, and we are still not. Like, probably if it happens in accidentally, then you learn how to become a parent. But if you have to think of becoming a parent, I don't think we can. So it's a very accidental thing, to be honest, for us. But looking back, how our parents did it and the way they have struggled in their life, which we didn't even realize, it's fascinating, to be honest. But that gives me to that, that puts me back to that question. And you almost answered it as well, because your father is behind that personality of yours, that learning should not stop. In fact, one of my channel is also called Knowledge and Science, the other YouTube channel. It's I'm fascinated by science. I'm a science student. It just fascinates me. Like, classical physics is something that even this Artemis 2, I used to go to office, I used to talk, hey, listen, do you know what a slingshot is? Do you know how Artemis went to the moon? And we just, like, for example, I just tell people that on a 2D plane, how we see that it left the planet and how it reached the moon and it came back. But eventually I could not show it from here, so we see it on 2D plane, but actually the event has happened like this, and Earth is here. The slingshot has happened from here like this, and it went to the moon. By the time it's here, moon is coming from this side. It took the rotation, and then gravity is making it fall on Earth. So we don't need anything, a fuel propeller, to send Artemis 2. It's just falling, and by the time it comes here, again it lands into the gravity. So we don't need fuel, because of how the classical physics work, and people just don't understand. I just wanted to talk about this. So it's crazy, like, how my mind works for science, and it never stops, because the way you open up something, now the pictures have started coming from moon and talking about the polar side, the south side, the hydrogen, the chemicals, all the atoms which are there. And bro, again, the podcast can go on and on. The one word in physics, gravity, it blows my mind.
It
Like,
blows my
it
mind.
blows my mind. Like,
It blows my mind.
it's not there, but it is there. It's gravity
It
is
is.
not what we've been taught. It's not what we think. It is there, but it's not what it is. And it just blows my mind, because this is beyond God for me.
Yeah.
Because, and there's one thing also that I read, that if you are thinking about God, it's not supernatural, because that thinking is coming in your head. Whatever a human mind is thinking is not supernatural. Supernatural is something that does not exist. That's supernatural. Everything which is natural is natural. So it's a thinking. It's natural to think about God. But gravity is supernatural. You can think what gravity is, but no, things are falling. It's not, it's the speed in which they are falling in a different planet, in a different object. And gravity will change for different planets, everything, atmosphere change, so many stuff. So anyways, coming back to the thing that I was saying, that your father was a pivotal role in making you learn about things. So what drives you today? Now, I'm sure that there's an influence of father as well. There's an influence of how much time do you have. But then all of a sudden you have a shift towards content on AI, and that's brilliant content, by the way. It's now it got me hooked again, because I told you, I use generative AI large language models. Other than that, because it's not in my use case, so I don't explore much. But now, because of your reels, I'm like, oh, this is good, this is good, and I kept on following it. But what got you into this stuff?
Quantum physics did. So
Really?
yeah.
So exciting.
Okay. So again, I'm like, why is this man talking my mind out loud? Because this is so. I think I was in first standard. This is again for the first time that I'm telling anyone. I failed first standard. I failed first standard. So there was an accident in my family. My dad had to, because my dad only had one sister and she passed away. She was really young. First standard, and they left me to my favorite auntie's home because my exams were going on.
Yeah.
Exams are like the thing for the parents,
Yeah.
right? So, and I was happy that hey, I will stay at a Varma auntie's home, and yeah, and I did not study anything. And what I would do is, you know how the sun rays would enter from the window,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
these white particles, and I was like, if I'm watching, I don't see them, but suddenly I see, like, when I focus, I see there's something white, like,
Yeah.
what is this?
Yeah.
And I was curious, and I would try to catch them, and then all these things. So this is my mind.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't study for math or whatever, and then in the exam I would just copy the question paper answer sheet.
It makes sense. Am I dyslexic? Because I think the same. That's how I operate as well. So no, it all
And
makes
then
sense. Yeah.
maybe do some like calculations that can, and I came back and I failed. But I told my mom, like, look, that's why I'm saying that I was very intelligent, and I
Yeah.
thought that I was stupid, but I was very intelligent, because what I did, if I got 7 mark in my answer sheet, I made it 70. First standard child, so I was that intelligent. You see,
Yeah.
I know this is,
Yeah.
but I did this. So I fooled my parents until the result day. And when my mom came back, I saw her crying. And I thought that today I'm dead. I'm like, they're gonna beat me up or whatever.
Yeah.
She didn't say anything to me. My mom, dad, they didn't say anything to me.
Yeah.
Nothing. And they said that she will and the principal said that, hey, she can go to pass to the second standard because you were not here. She's a young kid, we'll pass her to the next standard.
Yeah.
And she said that no, she will repeat the class, but she will not repeat in this school. We will put her in other school, so that she doesn't feel that her friends have gone up and all that stuff. So they changed my school, and that was again a turning point. But you don't understand that, because this school was bigger, better, and I had people who started liking me for my singing. Even I didn't know that I could sing, but my music teacher said that sing, and she made us write our own song. That you have to write your own song. So I made a song on my own, and I sang that song in some Hindi movies songs tune.
And stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so they were so impressed, and she took me to the principal that, ma'am, she will sing a song. And that the principal called me next day on the assembly, on the stage, that now you sing that song that you sang in my room.
Nice. Yeah.
So here I could see myself being valued, whereas in my other school, it wasn't so. It was always study, 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 which I don't understand this.
Yeah.
So now when they started valuing me, I also started liking to study, because I wasn't stupid. I used to enjoy studying, but
And
it's just like,
which was your previous school before DPS?
so in Parvanu, there was this school called Himachal Primary School, which was like right across the street,
Okay.
where I failed.
Yeah.
And the principal of that school used to live right beside my home. So I was always under terror, because that principal was
Yeah.
very strict. So I would pee my pant looking at her. I was very scared. But then when she changed, when my school was changed, then it was Aisha Public School. Aisha trucks.
Yeah.
They had
My father has worked in Aishar in Faridabad. So
Yeah, okay, great.
I wasn't born. It's just something that he tells me.
Yeah, so Aisha Public School, and the principal there later became the principal of DPS Vasant Kunj. And that's why my dad wanted me to go to DPS, because that principal now is the principal of DPS Vasant Kunj. So amazing
Interesting.
principal. And
Yeah.
that's how I gained some confidence. Otherwise, I was a very, like,
In fact, for me, it happened completely different. Because before DPS, I was in a school called Lord Jesus Public School, and it was in Sector 7. And everyone knew me. One, because I was the class topper, and I could sing, so I used to sing in assembly. And then principal used to know me. I was almost like a hero of the school in class first, second, third. And because I was so small, like everyone used to play with me. Oh, you were in just second standard. You look like in nursery. And then so I was the cute little child and the topper. So everything was good. And
By
then
the way, I'm also short, right? You know. Everybody should know.
so the kind of attention I used to get was completely different. And DPS was overwhelming. Like I was in the crowd now and I had no identity. Like there's okay, just another guy who can't even talk. And then now all of a sudden it becomes completely different. Just a small little boy who is good in studies, but so are others. So it was very hard for me to find a place there. But luckily it happens. Like we found it somehow. Like fourth, fifth was something that I was not in highlight till the time Manju Maheshwari ma'am caught us in musical class, and apparently she was our neighbor as well, and then she got, why were you playing cricket? You should be inside. And then I didn't realize at that time that why is she being a mother? Like why, if I'm playing, my mother doesn't stop me, why do you want me to not play in noon? But then now I understand. She was just looking at me from a mentor perspective that this guy should not play like this. He has a performance. He has to go to school. So he was looking from a mother's perspective, and it all just comes, like a puzzle. It all starts making sense. But yeah, that's there. Then you went to junior school. Then all these collar bath ceremony used to happen. Now that's where I started making friends, because I was in the ceremony getting scholar badge and stuff, but then I was also in the performance team. So I had the news of backstage as well, and then people started knowing each other. So but I never had a confidence to, like, there was always a debate of whether you want to be a prefect and stuff. I never stood up. Like they always said that, go just stand and say something that you want to be. I could never do that.
Really?
I really wanted to, but then I never had the guts to just go and say that I want. So, okay, there's one thing that changed my perspective in engineering. I wasn't comfortable with my body size and type. I always felt short, always. Like even when I'm talking to my juniors, I never felt the confidence.
I get you.
Even though I have, and that perspective changed when I completely immersed in martial arts. And the moment I accepted my body, like, look, no one can beat me. Like if it's a fight, I know how to fight. But then during that time I wasn't confident, and especially in 11th, 12th, when everyone grew up, I was like, bro, 6, like my friends are 6, 5, 10, 5, 9, 5, 4. Like 5, 4 was, now I'm 5, 4. That time also I was 5, 4, but in 10th, 11th it was all of a sudden like everyone was tall and their voice is changing. Even the girls, they became mature, and I was like, Didi, what? So it was weird for me. Like 11th and 12th was the toughest time for me in confidence level. I was just into studies, but then the whole perspective change. But yeah, that's all what learning is. But again, this puts me again to a question to you, because there are so many similarities. Do you think that growth now feels different than your 20s? Because I knew I grew up in my 20s as well, but now my perspective of growth has changed. Do you think that has happened to you as well?
As I said, that you don't understand, we actually grew that time, but you don't understand growth at that time because you are experiencing it. But then when you go retrospect, then you're like, that incident changed me. That incident made me evolve. And then evolution is a very is a process that you can't feel at that time. Like, you know what, I don't see my girls growing. But then other people say that, oh, they've grown so much. And then, oh, yeah. And then when I go and look at their pictures, then I was like, oh, yeah, they've grown. It's not that we don't the growth was different or whatever, but it's just that now our eyes are better in terms of understanding growth. So our understanding of growth has evolved. This is what I think.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And in fact, just we share so many thoughts alike. My Instagram handle is called Abhinav, and I named it because I think Abhinav is evolving every day.
Yeah.
So anything that I do on Instagram is, I just go and look back that have I evolved much? Have I done, for me, even my hair. I changed my hair just to have a different look, to see myself back, like how you look now. Is this the better look? Is that, I just do test on myself, experiments.
I remember.
Yeah, and then we had a selfie with a bald guy also. Bro, we had to make reels that time. I don't know why we forgot. Like we used to make a lot of reels, and then we just started interacting so much, so many conversations. We came back. By the way, you gifted me something. My wife stole it. You gave me something it was something like an etra, and then she said, and then it was so beautiful, and then she saw, and then I'm having it. I like, excuse me, wait, what is it? And then she just took it. I feel so bad about it, but thanks for that. That was really lovely. So talking about this, the growth and stuff at this stage of life. Now you have moved to Finland. There are so many other things with Finland as well. Like people might not understand that the summers is like the time. Summers is the time, and then winters are really depressing. But then good thing that you have a big family. Like I'll call it a big family from my perspective. Like there are more people in the family. There are 4 people. So how are you taking care of your happiness, mental and physical health? During normal days here.
So, I'm sorry, my girls are fighting with each
No,
other.
no,
So
it's
if
fine.
you hear them talk.
No, it's
So I
understandable.
am. How do I take care of it? I believe in the fact that if you are in an airplane crash, put your mask first and then help others, because you have to be in sane mind. So I make sure that I am physically keeping myself fit to keep my girls fitter. So I have to be that one. And this came after a lot of neglecting myself, because I neglected myself when they were young completely. I was like just focusing on them. So now my knees hurt a lot sometimes, and I have like backache, and then I was like, what am I doing? And even yoga stopped helping my body, and you won't believe that I had a frozen shoulder. A girl who's like doing headstand and all that stuff, and I have a frozen shoulder. What? Why? How did this happen? And I reached from a weight of 42 to 46, which is not a big leap, but for me it is like for the first time that I'm like on the scale 46, almost reaching 47. And it is just few months back. And then I got inspired by, so I know that men in my life play a very important role, but women have always inspired me. So men have backed me, women inspire me. My mom, my sister-in-laws, both my husband's sister, also my brother's wife also. I have a mommy, I have my cousins. These rounded with such amazing women, my friends. They're so amazing. And then my friends like, hey, I've joined gym and I'm doing this. And I was like, I was anti-gym. I will never do this gym thing. I don't understand it. And now I'm like a gym freak. So I joined gym in January, and now I'm like doing some lifting and doing good weights. And I've started working out, like made it a choice that I have to do it. And then I'm an outdoor person also. I wasn't so. Thank you to Dhaval that I became one, and thankfully so I did. So like in winters. So today was Saturday. Today no gym. I will not go indoors today. I have to go outdoors. So me and my husband in the morning we went cycling to a place called Kuusijärvi, which is like a lake, a forest. So in Finland is land of lakes and forest.
Ooh, well,
Everywhere you have lakes and you have forest, and so we went biking to the forest, and he was jogging and I was strolling in the forest, and then we came back, and then towards the evening he went biking with the girls, and I was cleaning. So this is what and in the winters now you can't bike and you can't jog up in the snow. So we had to pick up something, pick a hobby which is related to go outside. We make it. We have to mingle with the nature. So we picked up ice skating. So I think
wow. Yeah.
last year or last, I don't know, 2004 or 5, I picked up. I was like, now I have to learn how to ice skate. Maybe in the in the upcoming winters I will also put a video on how I learned ice skating. I won't do it.
Nice. Yeah.
So I picked up ice skating and I started skating with the family. The girls helped a lot. I'm learning Finnish. I can speak some Finnish, and all thank you to South Korea, because you go to a country like where you can't even speak English, because in Finland people speak English.
Okay. Yeah.
But in Korea people wouldn't. So you had to start learning language, and a
Local language,
dyslexic mind like mine, learning a new language becomes a bit difficult. But then when I started doing it, my brain started working even better, because it's a very good exercise for your brain. I didn't want to learn Arabic. I will not talk about why. And then when I moved here in Finland, the government has this integration policy that if you come here and if you want to work here, you have to first integrate. In the integration, they give you these language classes as well.
Okay.
I started learning Finnish. Maybe I will put some series on how I'm learning Finnish, and I'm not yet good at it, but I can speak some Finnish. What
That's
was
interesting. No, my question is almost answered, and in fact,
So how do I keep myself
yeah.
with this, learning things, and make sure that I'm keeping myself fit, I'm eating good. I love eating, but
Yeah.
we don't live to eat.
Yeah.
We eat to live. It's like no, or it's the opposite. As in,
No,
we're
you
not
said it right. Yeah.
me and my husband, and we don't like flashy food. I like okay, like normal food is okay. But yeah, Friday.
It's crazy how so many things match. Like so many. Like I understand there can be similarity between nature and nurture, the way we were raised, the way we think. But then even the physicality of the nature is also matching. So I'll just tell you a few things.
And you know, you've seen me, right? I'm like short. I'm so short. I'm 4'10".
Yeah, literally, you were like my female version. Like I'll tell you.
Yeah, that's what I'm
like,
saying. I see a male version of myself in you, you know?
So I'll tell you the. Especially when we migrated, people see us as Indians, and I have made some friends here in community. So one guy is Chinese, his girlfriend is from Kazakhstan, Diana is from states only, friends from Brazil. When they meet us, they expect Indian food.
Yeah.
We do not make Indian food. Like
Yeah.
it's if you are expecting some chicken tikka masala, chole bhature, we don't eat that. At times it's like even if we eat, we regret later that why did we eat it. People
Yeah.
want to go that there's a Indian restaurant there. Okay, good for you. Like okay, we can, like, I'm not saying Indian food is bad, but we don't have a liking towards the food. And the way you said it, eat to live, live to eat, I have a personal thing that me and Tanu, we both follow this, that if you eat your food like medicine, so that you do not have to eat medicines like your food. And that's our philosophy. Whatever we eat, it has to be clean. Like we have to understand what our gut is. And I actually learned this in lockdown. Used to okay, so what the transition happened to me in lockdown was about, I was always athletic. I used to play cricket, a lot of cricket. Like I love cricket. And then because I used to love cricket, was also at times in school, 11th 12th, there was always a match between medical and commerce. So I used to play football as well. And that's how I also got introduced to commerce people as well, medical as well, because while you are also categorized as top categories, like top 5 students, so we never got that much attention of those who were in numbers. They never used to talk to people. But then because we were in sports, so we started having our own group as well. Now I was good in athletics. Engineering happened, got a lot of time to play and stuff. Then I got into martial arts, so that was also exciting. I by the way, I became a national champion in karate also in 2016. Wow. Which was like I was 26 years old. And then I got an opportunity to go to Malaysia. But then because I was working, my profession was first. Like this was just a sidekick, and it wasn't professional, so I couldn't, because I had some obviously professional commitments. But then the lockdown happened, and what I realized that time was I never focused on my eating, and I didn't even know what diet is. Like my mother doesn't understand what carbs, proteins, fats are. We just eat Indian food. And at times I used to come back from gym, street side food, chowmin, veg roll, and then anda, whatever you get. Like I used to go to Galleria, like whatever you eat. And then in lockdown, the body started showing up. And plus, I was 30 plus. I've hit my 30s. Body started behaving in its own mind. Like, listen, whatever you do, now I have my own response. And then I started having all kind of problem. I came out with high thyroid. I came out with fatty liver. And then I grew so much mass. Like if you'll see the pictures that when I met you, and when I cut my hair, I was actually I was not healthy. I was unhealthy at that time. I had a fat face. Even still now I'm gaining a little weight. But that was my most unhealthy period of all time. And then I just changed my diet completely. Like I started looking food from perspective of vitamins, minerals, vitamin B12, B6. Oh, this has protein. This has this much protein. Oh, peanuts has this. Oh, broccoli has this. Avocado is this. Chips, Lays, no. Probably I'll go for something. So I don't see food as food now. It's more of what I'm giving my body to nurture itself and to be healthy. So I completely understand that part. And second, again, I don't know, it's the age thing or what, but my right knee, it pains when I do anything related to legs. So my upper body is really strong. I can do push-ups, I can do handstands, everything is fine. But the moment I switch to yoga or stretching, and I didn't realize over the time, again, I searched this during lockdown about how the body and muscles work. So my lower back aches a lot. But what I learned was lower back is actually a byproduct of your problem in the hamstring, glutes and hips. And I never used to work out. I never used to do my legs. And then I realized how much flexibility matters. Because now I'm just sitting and working. There's no athleticism in my body. So my body is just sitting. And then these pains started popping up. So my lower back started paining a lot. Even now when I sit somewhere, my glutes are so tight. So all these learning started happening. You started questioning stuff. You started reading. And it just Makes all sense, and that's why I can totally relate that, these problems, these challenges. This also answers, by the way, which I wanted to ask when you said that what was the question, that I wanted to know what's upcoming in your channel, and probably you just answered that you were learning ice skating, and there's so much that's about to come in your, and learning never stops. So okay, just while we're about to close this, I'll just ask you one thing, because, and probably we'll be in touch now. You always say this, I always say this. Last time you also said this. We'll be in touch, but it just doesn't happen. So I understand. I totally understand. This just happened. So I just want to know, some recent proud moments that you've had. You felt proud about anything that, and by the time you've moved to Finland or growing up as a mother, that's something that now you feel content with. That okay, finally I'm in a stage.
Yeah,
This feels
content
good.
is a good word. I don't use the word proud. I don't use that
Yeah.
word because I think it's too much of pompousness to have. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm content with this, with the sense that I'm not content.
Hmm.
I'm like, I'm like always that why do I have to sleep? Sometimes I
Yeah.
even sit and question, why do I have to sleep? Why can I not do this and not do that? And I know that sometimes I feel that I need to sleep and I'm not able to sleep because my brain is like so actively working. But
No, understandable.
how do I say this? I don't know how to really. This is a question where I'm feeling very stuck. That how do I answer that? What am I content with? I'm of course content with the fact that me and my family, we are together. We are all healthy. We are
Yeah.
living. We are breathing. We
Yeah.
live in a country which has fresh air,
Yeah.
and I have my parents. I can talk to them on WhatsApp, have a video
Yeah.
call, see them.
Exactly.
So I think I'm just very happy to live in current times, in current world,
And in Finland.
and
And
in
Phil, it's almost like that saying that I was crying and then I realized that it's better to cry in a Mercedes rather than crying on a cycle. So at least I'm
yeah. I
crying in
mean,
Finland, like I'm feeling depressed in Finland and not in air pollution in Gurgaon.
I can, of course, there's a lot of noise that, Finland is doing this, the policies are
Yeah, yeah,
changing,
yeah.
a lot of things are happening in my life also, that there are turbulences happening. Again, I'm just happy that the turbulence is happening right now
Yeah,
because I know out of my experience that in retrospect, when I'm going to look
yeah,
at this time, I'll be
yeah,
like, this is when it happened. This is when the
yeah,
shift happened. So I'm just happy because I have learned so much from these changes in my life,
yeah,
Abhinav, that I
yeah,
can't tell you how when these moments come, I do feel shaky. I do
yeah,
feel a doubt. I do feel hesitant. I do feel wary of the fact that what am I gonna do? How am I gonna survive this? But I know for sure that when retrospect comes in my mind and when this time will come, I'll be
yeah.
like, this changed me because it has happened so many
No,
times, and
that's perfect. That's
I'm very
perfect. And
happy.
in fact, this is so contagious about you that probably it's about the learnings and the way you are making yourself learn at every stage. I think that's reflective, and people can see that in you. So it's not about I specifically tell this to my wife that beauty is not what we say beauty is. Like, it's about gravity. Like, gravity is not what we see, beauty is not what we see. Beauty is this, that how you have actually evolved as a person to just answer the situations, that
Yeah.
this is the situation, and the way you answer it, it's just makes you beautiful, and you can respond, you can react, but that's how what a person is. So okay, I'll just finish this podcast because we can talk a lot.
Yeah.
Just few rapid fire questions, and if you want to
Oh
explain
boy.
them you can, if you don't want to, it's okay, but just it will just give a little sneak peek of how uh, you know
I'm feeling like if I'm in coffee with
no,
Karan.
no, no, it's not. Oh, that's again another episode can be done on Coffee with Karan. I used to watch it on Star Wars just to learn English. So,
Me too. See, I'm telling you, it's like I'm talking to myself.
so yeah, it was so many shows I just watched just to learn English. So, anyways, so we starting with the rapid fire. It's not rapid. It's not even fire. It's just a question. So, one thing, if you have to choose between validation from family or validation from strangers when you create content,
Family.
or if they don't like,
Why?
they you won't post it.
No, no, no. I will post it, and
Yeah.
then I will take that validation how to
Okay.
like it, and then I make them like it because I can't do it with a stranger. So
Okay.
you won't believe.
Yeah, you
So
don't
my
do it for
husband is
strangers
not
then.
on
Yeah.
my husband is not on Gram. He's not on
Okay.
he's on Facebook, but he doesn't use it that much.
Okay.
And there's YouTube. So what I do is that I go to his YouTube and I like from his from his I like my own
Good.
video.
No, that's good. That's
So
good.
this is the
Yeah.
validation. I can't do it from a
Makes
stranger.
sense.
I don't
Makes
give
sense.
a damn what stranger think about.
Makes sense. Absolutely makes sense. And in your daily life, when you create content, so what do you prefer? Like, it comes out better when it's chaotic, your day life, or when you fix it? Like, there's a routine to it. That Friday I'm gonna record something, Thursday I'm gonna record something, or
No,
it's
no, no,
just
no. It's spontaneous.
instant.
It's like okay, let's shoot.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, so one last thing. I think it answered it, so I'm not gonna ask this one, but this is something that I really wanted to know from you, which is, and we.
I don't seem to be able to get
Why
your
is
current
Siri
location.
activated? Oh, Siri got activated for some reason. So yeah, this question was, I almost know what your answer will be, but still I'll ask. It was finish what you started or start something that excites you. Or if I may say reinvention or consistency. Like what do you
Sorry.
prefer? So the question is, okay, yeah. No, I'll just define it. So my question was, what I had written down was reinvention or consistency. But I'll just elaborate that when you create content, you want to finish what you started or just start something that excites you. So why I'm asking this is how long this AI is going to excite you. Whether you want to finish this, that's the moment, because AI is going to grow now and it's going to change the way humans will see the world, and this is going to be ongoing. Whether this phase excites you, that you are learning something new, or it's just virtual reality comes in, I want to create something new because now that thing excites me.
So it always starts with an excitement, to be honest. But once I'm on it, once I've got hooked, then I finish it. And I was like, okay, now let's like go with it. Now, to be honest with AI, because it's such a vast thing, it is not about playing an instrument.
Yeah.
AI is every day. I have never seen anything
Yeah.
like this in my life, Abhinav. I am
Yeah.
like, what now? What do I do?
Yeah.
This is happening. Like, I made a video on API and then I realized, oh shit, I didn't even tell people what are agents, and I'm talking about building agents. So like, I have to go, and there's so
Yeah.
much happening, and like, but then I'm building an app and I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm applying for jobs and I'm like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
There is one like with this for the first time, I'm like, hey, I need to now sit and steer myself first, that where am I driving this to?
Yeah.
Because this might get confused. If it's confusing me, it's definitely confusing people who are watching me now. Not many people are watching me because I don't do it for
Yeah.
people
Audience.
to watch
Yeah.
me, right? But still, I mean, I have to be clear what do I want. So I have to now start planning things, which I
Yeah.
never do otherwise. I
Yeah.
do I plan, but then for my content, I'm like, I usually go with the flow. But if you see, even if the rivers go with the flow, they have a definite path that they
Yeah,
follow. So
makes
now I
sense.
will be, yeah. So now because this is bloody ocean. So now I have to bring, I'm like, no, let's become a river and like, let's channelize this at where I want to go with it. This is
Yeah.
what I'm going to do, but let's see how I'm able to do it or not. Because
No,
this is
100%, and all the best to you, because this is something which excites me as well. It just fascinates me how content is becoming seamless, easy for everyone to just create and become a creator. Like if you're not a creator at this time, I'm surprised then when. It's so easy to create a thumbnail. It's so easy to create a video. It's so easy to compile stuff, and that's why I'm super excited about your channel and learning, because I want to learn it too. Watch, and people like you, creators like you, it's all, and I'm so happy that you got into this because you know how to talk to people,
I
and
don't know. I don't know.
you have an addictive content. So yes, please do not stop it. And last thing what I want to know is if you can just tell us about, I know your handles are, if people have to follow you, it's Joshi Astha Sharma on Instagram.
I
What's your
don't know
social
what
media
it
handle?
is. I don't know. I
I'll,
don't.
so yeah, we'll
Is
probably
it learning never stops? I don't know. I don't know.
learning. Yeah, so I'll put it in the description. So you have a YouTube channel which is Learning Never
I have
Stops.
a YouTube channel which is Learning Never Stops.
Yeah,
I don't know what my handle name is in on Instagram.
I think it's your name only. I cannot thank you enough for taking time out, and that too in a Saturday evening
Thank you
with
so
kids
much.
around and they're still awake. I don't know how you manage it, but then thank you so much for this time.
Saturday is the time where they can extend their bedtime, so it's all
Lovely.
good.
Are you a
Otherwise,
strict
they
mother?
have to-
Are you a strict mother? Like,
Yes,
okay.
very. I am. I am. I am. With my elder one, I've now simmered down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am kind of strict, kind of cool. Like
Perfect. I can imagine that.